Okay, these are the steps going into the motorhome. Okay, what we did, went to the dollar store and bought this little step here. In fact, we bought a couple of them. We use them for the dog to get on and off the sofa. We have a weenie dog and we don't want her to hurt her back. So we use that as a step for her to climb on and off the sofa in the camper. And we also changed this. The step that came with the camper was a poor design. The top step, it's covering the battery box. It was actually a poor design. We tried to find a replacement for it, which we couldn't, which I'm fixing to tell you all about. So we ended up fixing it, and it's been repaired like this for probably a year and a half, 2 years. Okay. But anyway, what we did for our steps to get in and out the motorhome, then we just simply pick this up, of course, when we're not going in and out. This camper doesn't have the electric steps, electronic steps, which is nothing but a pain from what I've seen my friends, other people who've had them, have problems with the actuators and getting them to work properly. You know, the type when you open the door, the step comes out. I actually prefer this. This is a lot easier. And like I said, we use this inside the camper. We bought a couple of them from the dollar store. And we use them inside the camper to, like I said before, for the dog. Anyway. So now we're going to show you how we replace we fix that battery cover step. Okay, this is how we replace the rubber step in our Class C motorhome. Now, this step covers the battery, and it's a heavy-duty metal piece. It makes a 90-degree angle, and it's covered with this rubber, and it's coming apart. It came apart. I tried gluing it. I tried putting silicone, and every time someone would come in, they put their foot on it, and it wasn't long. It would pull off again. So I looked for the piece, the part. The hard part was finding the material to do the job. I went to the camper place to try to find it, and I couldn't find anything. This is Forest River Forester. This is the motorhome. I went to Forest River, and they didn't have anything. So I went to Camper World, tried everywhere. So what I ended up doing was taking this rubber off of the metal, taking the glue off. I used some thinner, some glue gone to get rid of the goo gone, to get rid of the goo that was on here, and I pulled this off, and I took the metal piece, and here's the metal piece, and it's back on, and that's the steps that I repaired. Anyway, I cleaned it up good with goo gone, all right, and we found. We're going to use like rubber matting, but this is self-adhesive. These are 1 foot by 1 foot, and they have a backing on them. You peel the backing off and glue them on. And as you can see, it's a little bit too long for my step, so I end up having to cut a couple pieces off here. These are the extra pieces that are cut off. Okay? And what you do is when you pull this off, you got to make sure, just go slow. Now there you can see the glue stayed on the rubber part. Pretty sticky. it didn't stay on the white paper. But I found that on some of them, when you try to remove this paper, the glue would stay with the paper. So you just simply push it back in place and come back and try it in another area, another place to pull it off. Okay? I found the center, like I said. I cut the 2 tiles, made sure the glue was on there right. Okay? Of course, I took a square, took a big square, squared everything up to make my cuts. Okay? Now the cuts are on the back side. That's where you want your cuts. You don't want them on the front. You sure don't want them anything around here, which you wouldn't cut them here anyway, because you want, this is a foot. From here to here is a foot. Here to here is a foot. See, these are the screws to open the battery box. Okay. And this thing works great. So anyway, you make sure these are lined up. See how they split here? And you got these little pieces that line up, which makes it look good. And then you simply, I wiped it down with lacquer thinner right before installing them, and pushed them in place. Now I've walked on and off of these things, and the kids, grandchildren, I've slid my foot, and they pretty well adhered to it. Now the price was right. I got them at a real good price. Okay. I bought a couple of these in case, bought a couple extra in case I'd have a problem, which I didn't. I used the original first 2, and they were great. So I'll probably use this somewhere else. So what I did, back off a little bit. What we did to find them, actually the wife found them. And you can use rubber matting, you can use different things. This I found is just quick and easy. And I have a number. I'll leave a link if anybody's looking for them. There'll be a link on the below here. That'll show you where to get them. And I have the model number, I guess you would call it, or the SKU number. And the price was $3.99 each. So very affordable. So for $8 you can do your steps. Now this step here isn't good. It's good. The first step is okay. It's just this one with the battery on the battery box. So that's how we do it here. Replace our rubber steps. And this is, before I go any further, this has got, if you can see, it's raised. And it's rubber. It's raised up, which gives it a good grip. Now, they might not be the easiest to clean. I just installed them, and I've been walking down here in the mud and everything else. You can see how muddy everything is here. And I'm sure just a broom. Just sweep them with a little whisk broom. So that's how we do it here. And look below for the link. And you can fix your steps for $8. How we do it here. Fix our motorhome steps for just a few dollars.